Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good day to all my brothers and sisters. Thank you so much for tuning in to Simply Islam podcast. I'm Sister Lily, and I am just so honored to be, speaking to you guys on my first episode, which is about the five easy and cheap and quick iftar and suhoor meal preps that I'm really just excited to share with you guys, because I have personally tried all of these recipes by myself, and I've experimented with all of them, and I can vouch for all of these recipes when I say it's so easy to make. It's super simple, it's quick, and you're saving so much money. You don't have to think about splurging too much, especially when you're thinking of just fasting on the go, or breaking your fast on the go, or having suhoor on the go. Like perhaps you have to wake up so early in the morning at 4 a.m. to go to work, so you don't have time to fast at home. You just grab it and go, so it's something very easy. And I really cannot wait to share all of these recipes with you guys. So for those of you who are going to work, or returning back from work, or going to class, or returning from class, or if you're out and about driving, getting your errands done, I pray that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for you to reach your destination and for you to do whatever that's important. So without further ado, let's get on with the 5 easy, quick, and cheap recipes for iftar and suhoor meal prep. So the first one is actually one of my favorite recipes, which is overnight oats. So if you have never heard of overnight oats, or you have never tried it before, I really highly recommend you to try this recipe in the month of Ramadan, because it is so simple to make and it does not require so much time. And once it's ready, you can just literally eat it once you take it out of the fridge. It's that simple. So what you do need, I'm just going to explain the instructions and the ingredients at the same time, so we don't really lose too much time. Okay, so first what you're going to do is to take whatever container that you have, a mason jar, a container, Tupperware, whatever that you can hold the overnight oats in. So take your preferred oats. I like rolled oats. If you have instant oats, that will be great as well. You put those oats in the container, and then you douse it in whatever liquid that you have, preferably milk or Greek yogurt or whatever yogurt that you have. So this is to kind of make it moist and moist and basically leaving your oats to soak in that liquid. So that's what you do need, any kind of oats, and then add the milk or the Greek yogurt. And then to add some flavoring to it, you can also add vanilla essence, like a teaspoon of vanilla essence, and then add in, or for an added sweetness, you can add in honey. And I personally like to put in honey as well as cinnamon powder. So you really got a lot of flavor from the cinnamon powder itself. So you give that a good stir, and then you just top it off with fruits of your choice, something sweet, something tangy. It really is up to you. A lot of people use bananas, fruits or berries, like strawberries, blackberries, blueberries, anything. But I personally, especially in the month of Ramadan, I would like to stick to really nutrient dense fruits, high energy booster fruits, like bananas and dates. Especially, they're so good to to supply energy, give you that energy that you need to get through the day, inshallah. So these are the 2 things that I like: bananas and dates. If you want to add in raisins, chocolate chips, whatever you want for that added chocolate goodness, up to you. And basically, if you want to add nuts, like a kind of texture crunch to it, you can also do that. Add in sunflower seeds, cashew nuts, peanuts, whatever it is. It is really great if you have that added texture. So after you assemble all of these things in the container, you store it, okay? Close it tight, close the container tight, and then put it in the fridge and leave it for about at least 2 to 3 hours, waiting for the oats to soak. That's the only reason why we have to leave it out. Leave it in the fridge for a while so that the oat soaks up all that juicy goodness, like the milk or the frozen yogurt, sorry, not frozen yogurt, the yogurt or Greek yogurt, that sourness. It really helps. So this meal is actually very suitable for you to prepare for suhoor. It's not really great for iftar, except if you're like on the go. So make sure you store it in the fridge for 2 or 3 hours, and then it's good to eat. It's good to consume. So maybe you can prepare this the night before. Like after iftar, you can prepare it right away, put it in the fridge, and then you can eat it the next day for sahur. That is really an amazing meal. Again, it's very nutrient dense, it's healthy, it's easy to make. What else can you ask for? So that's the first one, overnight oats. The second one is quiche or crustless quiche. It really depends on what you have in your pantry, or if you want to add that extra carb in the meal, you want to feel extra satiated. So this is the second recipe that I'd like to share with you guys. So quiche, basically it's like a pie that's made out of eggs. The filling is just a lot of eggs and spinach and other goodness. Some people put prawns in it. Some people put like all veggies like mushroom, broccoli, spinach, all the good stuff. Some people prefer to put chicken, shredded chicken there. There's so many things that you can do. It's really versatile. So I myself, I don't really have pastry dough, but if you do, you can always make it with pastry dough and call it a quiche. But I don't have pastry dough. I don't really have pastry dough lying around my home, so I usually go for the crustless way. So what you need is, if you do have your pastry dough, you can always lay it out in a pan, pie rack. It's not. Is it called a rack? Or yeah, that pan, baking pan, and then you can add in your eggs. For personal size. Personal portion, especially for a woman like myself, a mother, I would go for 2 or 3 eggs, personal. And then and after that, you can just leave your eggs to cook in very low heat. Let it take its time. And while it's cooking, you can add in your spinach, mushroom. If you have extra protein, you can put chicken or bacon bits. The halal bacon, like turkey and all that good stuff, pastrami, and then. After that, you can add in for more saltiness. You can add in cheese, cheddar cheese, mozzarella, anything that floats your boat, and that's it. You wait for a few minutes, maybe 2 or 3 more minutes. In low heat. Let everything sit. Let everything cook nice and slowly. And after that, you're done. Yeah, you might want to cover the lid so all of the ingredients are well cooked and well distributed, well cooked, all at the same time. So this is actually my second favorite recipe that I've tried, and personally I think it's easy. It's really not that hard to make because it's just a lot of assembling, and the only thing that you're cooking is the eggs itself. It's like making an omelet, but with extra touch here and there. So that's the second one. And the third one is actually the simplest one, but if you're being honest, it's not the most satiated. It's more of a drink than it is a meal, which is a berry smoothie. So this one is really good if you're on the go again, just like overnight oats. But instead of having that extra crunch, extra fruits here and there for you to chew on and treat it as a meal, this is just really a power drink for when you're really in a rush. So all you gotta do is blend all of these ingredients together in a blender. You got frozen bananas, berries, and you can add in your Greek yogurt, milk, and extra crushed ice for if you want it cold. And you want to add more sweetness, add in honey or vanilla essence. You want to add, some people like to also add veggies, so they add in spinach in there, or kale, whatever that you have lying around. So you blend it all together, and there you go. That's your power smoothie. So that's the third one. And the next one is also my personal favorite, which is burritos. I love burritos because they're just so, I wouldn't say it's easy, but it's so fun to make. And it's like everything wrapped in a beautiful wrapping paper that is a flour tortilla. So what you do need is, of course, the flour tortilla itself. It's best if it's toasted, but of course you don't want to toast. You don't want to toast the tortilla before you assemble everything and wrap it up because it's going to break if it's toasty. So let it raw first. All right, lay out your tortilla and then you add on everything that is that's that you can possibly lay out and put it on. So you can put on your protein of choice, like chicken or eggs, or if you want something a little extra, you can go for minced beef. And then for veggies, you can add in capsicum, red bell pepper, onions, or even caramelized onions, lettuce, all these veggies, lettuce. What else do people put on? I mean, the possibilities are endless, basically. And then you can add in your cheese, mozzarella, cheddar, parmesan. Those are like the best. And then if you want more protein, you want to feel more satiated, you can add in your beans, like black beans, kidney beans, chickpeas. I think those are like the personal favorites of mine. All these beans are really, really good if you want to feel like extra full. So, and of course, on top of the beans and everything else, right, if you still feel like you're hungry, you're not gonna get full, you can always add in rice, white rice, brown rice, whatever floats your boat. So basically, after you assemble all these things on the flour tortilla, and you wrap it up, and then you toast it on your pan. Leave it for about a minute or two on both sides, and there you go. Oh yes, I almost forgot. You can always put in some sauce for that, moistness. You don't want it to leave the burrito too dry, because I understand some people don't like it if they don't have any sauce on it. So you can always add in like hot sauce or teriyaki, BBQ sauce, whatever sauce that you really like. I personally like sriracha and also hot sauce because I like spice, and it's my thing. So that's the fourth one that I would highly recommend you guys to try out if you really do not have the time at all. So last but not least is a DIY salad or poke bowl. And this is also just like the burrito, only it's deconstructed. You don't need the flour tortilla, just put everything in a bowl, So you got your, I'm just gonna repeat everything that I mentioned just now. All you need is your brown or white rice, veggies of your choice. People put lettuce, broccoli, spinach, Brussels sprouts sometimes, beans of your choice like I mentioned just now. You can add in your protein. You can also add raw tuna for those who really enjoy a good poke bowl. Crunch, you want to add some crunch on it, like nuts, sunflower seeds, sesame seeds, cashew nuts, all these good, just to add that extra crunchy texture. And again, to not make it dry, add in your favorite sauce. Again, sriracha, hot sauce, teriyaki sauce, soy sauce, all of these are really, really good. So after all of that, you give it a good mix and you enjoy. That's basically it. So all of these things, although they're like individually different components that you have to prepare, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to prepare all of them to make them. It's sometimes the things that's lying around in the house and you don't know what to do with, or something that you can find in your pantry and you can, just whip it up real quick. So these are all of the recipes that I have for you guys, and I really hope that they're really useful, or that will help you keep you full if you're really busy and you don't have time to cook at all. Because sometimes, as much as we like takeout and we want to make things easier, sometimes it's not really the healthiest option. It really depends on your budget, if you have time to even go and buy takeout, things like that. So these are the things that we have to consider. So I really hope that you guys enjoy for today's episode. Again, I'm Sister Lily, and I really hope that you guys have a blessed Ramadan. Thank you so much for tuning in. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.